What is up, MS Jimas? How you guys doing? Welcome to Motivation Monday, and welcome to today. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope you're ready to rock and roll. I am filming from somewhere different. I'm filming from my home today. I had to stop by because I had literally no charge on my phone. I'm like, gotta go get my charger. So here I am, and we're ready to rock and roll. So today I want to talk to you guys about a phenomenon that I've gone through multiple times in my life that all of us will probably go through multiple times in our life. Actually, I don't even think probably. I think it's kind of an inevitability as a human being on this planet is that you go through what's called moments where you're having a crisis of belief. And why I went through this is that I kind of go through these every now and then to where you really are fighting through believing that you are in the right place at the right time with the right people, doing the right things, and pursuing the right passions, pursuing the right dreams, and that you're on the path that's going to lead you there. Because what a lot of times happens is that no path towards anything is linear. Like it's never just A to B. And it's never just starting down here at A and going up to B. Like it doesn't work like that in life. Like anything that you do is going to be an up and a down and an up and a down and an up and up and up and a down and a down and a down and a down and down and down and an up and an up and a down and a down and dun 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 dun, right? So it's going to be all over the place. But as long as you're moving forward, that is what the goal is. That is what the hope is. That is what the dream is, or the pursuit is to always be moving forward, even though your path may look like an insano roller coaster full of ups and downs and loop-de-loops and drops and water hazards and upside down stalls and going in reverse and going forward and doing all that kind of fun stuff. Like the goal is to always complete the steps to where you need to go. So a crisis of belief happens when you're in a pretty rough place, right? Or I would just say they usually stem from it usually stems from a pretty rough place. Like you're in a place where you know things need to change. You know things need to be different. You know that you don't want what your reality is anymore. You want the circumstances to change. You want the people in your life to change. You know that you can have more. You know that you can be more. You know that you want more, yet you don't know how to get there. And it may take months, it may take years for you to be in this place, but yet you're still pursuing when that time is, when that opportunity is, when those people show up that are going to facilitate you walking into a new season, a new phase, a new community, a new project, a new job, a new relationship, a new family, and in your case, a new state of living with this constant companion of MS, this constant, I don't know if you want to call it a good companion or a bad companion, but how do things change? How do you adapt? How do you get better? How do you have a different life? And so, it's not just the MS life that has these periods where you need to you have these crises of belief. It's everybody. Everybody on the planet right now goes through these things. And it's necessary to really step into that next phase of your life to go through these crises, right? It's necessary to go through these times where you are literally questioning everything about yourself, everything about your circumstances, everything about your belief system, everything about your future, everything about the direction that you want to go. And you have to be able to prepare yourself for that, prepare your heart for that, sort through that in your mind, and be ready for when those moments come and don't freak out. Because oftentimes the crisis, like a word crisis, is not comfortable. It's not sure. There is no certainty. There is no predictability. There is no consistency. There is no familiarity. There is complete and utter turbulence. Things are unsettled. There's a discontentment in your heart, and you know things are about to get shaken up if you choose to pursue them. Because you always have the choice whether you want to stay where you are and be miserable and nothing changes if nothing changes, or you move forward. So here's the thing. There's multiple times, I'm just going to use the MS journey here as an example because I think it's appropriate, is that, with MS, there's different types, excuse me for moving around so much, there's different types of like pain. You have the external pain and problems where your body doesn't work and your balance is messed up and you can't step well and you're falling and your bladder doesn't work and you can't see straight and your hands don't work and you're fatigued and you're depressed and you have brain fog and you don't know what the heck's going on, right? So those are all external sources of pain with MS. And then you have these internal sources of pain where because of those symptoms, you are missing out on being a mom. You're missing out on being a parent. You're missing out on being a son or a daughter. You're missing out on having close relationships with people because you can't go do things with them. You are feeling like a burden. You're feeling like you're holding people back. You're feeling like you're the party pooper. And then you go to your medical doctors and the people that you trust and you feel like you're not good enough to get better. You feel like you're not worth the time to invest in. You feel like just because you don't fit in someone's box, their protocol box of tools, that you're dismissed and told there's nothing more you can do. You're feeling rejected. You're feeling like there's no hope. You're feeling like there's no treatment. You're feeling like nobody really cares. You're feeling like nobody's really going to go above and beyond their own little schedule to really investigate how they can help you above those like 5 to 10 minutes that you get with your medical practitioner, or maybe the 15 to 20 minutes that you get with your PT, just because that's the way the system's set up. It's really not their fault, and it's really not your fault. So here's the thing, you guys, is that a lot of times that internal pain has caused you to miss out on decades of your life. Like you literally could miss your kids' entire childhood. You could literally miss the best years of them growing up because MS has consumed your world, which sucks. And that's not to get you depressed or feeling better or feeling bad about yourself, but there's always a chance for redemption. There's always a chance to make it right. There's always a chance to mend relationships. There's always a chance to go back and invest in those people and invest time and money in the things that you want that MS took from you and that you got taken from you. And it's not your fault that you let it happen. You just didn't know any better. You don't know what you don't know. And here's the other type of conflict that no one really talks about. It's the pain of what's called a philosophical belief. The way that the society is set up now, and society is global at this point, it's not one country by one country, is that the belief on MS is that it's incurable, which at this point it is. The belief, right, and I say belief because it can change. I'm just saying, at the present time, the belief is that, and the proof right now, is that MS is incurable. At one point, there was a belief that the brain could not change, that it was a static structure. That has been refuted. And it's been shown that neuroplasticity can happen. There is a belief that the only way to truly manage MS is through drugs, through prescriptions. We, in the MS Gym, have shown that that is not always the case. There is a belief that food really doesn't have an effect on MS or autoimmune conditions or anything like that. Case in point, it does. And V and Swank and Walls and whoever created the Cambria protocol, or if that's how you say it, or paleo, or whatever the heck it is, like that has been refuted. So definitely, like, whatever your belief system is, has the potential to be shattered, changed, altered, or taken a different direction at any given point. And at that point, you can either resist that change, you can resist the evidence, you can resist the gift, or you can receive it, go with it, and rock with it. But you have to believe that it's going to happen, because right now, you guys, your belief, or many of you, right, and I'm not saying a lot of you in the MS Gym have crossed over this, but right now a majority of MSers believe that they're never going to get the life back that they actually want. They don't believe that the exercises in the MS Gym can truly change you the way that I say they can, even though there's proof after proof after proof after proof after proof, times about 300 right now, of people that are having their lives change by the power of movement training. And so there becomes this crisis of belief in the philosophy that you've been taught by people who love information, which is what philosophy means, is lover of information. So it's just a philosophical belief that says that you can improve. But there's a physical, an emotional, a spiritual, a social proof in the MS Gym that you can change. By the power of the human spirit, by the relationships formed, by the love that's been given out in this community, people are changing their lives left and right in here. And so you have to choose whether to believe that and investigate that and become informed on it and seek it out, try it out, and do it for yourself and stick with it for long enough to yield results, or you don't. So that's the first crisis of belief that you're going to go through in this MS journey. The second crisis of belief that happens is what's happening with a lot of people right now, is that they start to get better. And they start to improve. And their legs start working again. And their heart starts feeling better. And their head starts getting clearer. And their legs pick up. And their balance improves. And their back pain starts to go away. And their bladder function gets better. And they start standing. They start walking. They start moving. And then they wake up one day and they feel horrible. And their pain is increased. And their weakness is back. And their legs aren't working. And what they did yesterday, they had an amazing day yesterday and they rocked it. And they walked through 2 grocery stores and they went to the mall and they went on a hike, or they did 4 sessions in the MS Gym, or they played with their dogs, or they played with their kids, and then you wake up the next day and your body feels like garbage. Does that mean that you're getting worse? Does that mean that the MS Gym stuff that you're doing is a fluke? Does that mean that all this is temporary? Does that mean that maybe this isn't for you? Does that mean that your body can't do it? Does that mean that maybe you're just different than the other people that are getting success? One word. No. It does not mean that. I'm going to tell you the truth right now, is that when your body starts freaking out and doing weird things that it shouldn't be doing because you were once improving and now you're struggling, means that your brain is changing. When you have moments like that, your brain is telling you to rest. Your brain is telling you that it needs some processing time. Your brain is telling you that you maybe You just have to chill for a sec. You just have to let it do its thing. I have so many weird lights right now going on in my house. The sun's like banging in my face. But what your brain's telling you is that it needs some time to process and figure this all out. It does not mean that you're getting worse. Now, here comes the decision. Do you believe the words that just came out of my mouth without any evidence that tomorrow or 3 days later you will get better and you will feel stronger than you did yesterday when you did all that stuff? Or do you reject it? So it's a question of receiving or rejecting. There's no gray area. You can't kind of believe what I'm saying and what the rest of your MS gymmers are saying and then kind of reject some other stuff just to make it convenient for you. There's no partial truths. This is not a pick or choose. This is not a pick or choose kind of thing. Missy's going to freak out if I show you this countertop, so I can't show you the countertop. We had a busy weekend. But I'm trying to get to a better light source. Anywho, so I may switch again. Who knows? But the fact of the matter is that you either reject it or you receive it. That's the second crisis of belief, is that once things start going well and it starts working, all right, I got to move. I'm getting blinded. Once things start working well, okay, I'll just sit on my floor. Once things start working well and then they don't start working well, then what happens to your mindset? Then what happens to your belief? Then what happens to your trust? Then what happens to your enthusiasm? Then what happens to your comments and your posts and the tone of your voice and your belief and your joy and your happiness and your optimism and your strength? Then what happens? You're going through a crisis of belief again. Your body, your brain, and the circumstances that are around you are challenging you to see if you really believe and you really have faith in what is happening in your world. And the key thing to pushing through those moments is to keep going, is to persist until something happens. Because every single time that you're doing well and then you kind of fall back, I'm telling you guys, I've been seeing this for like 15 freaking years. It's your brain resetting itself. It's your brain learning. Every single time, and I'm just going to say from the past, what is it? Like, I don't even know what we're in. What month are we in? April? So we're coming up on month 11 for the MS Gym. In just 11 months alone, there's been people who have had massive bouts and seasons of success, and then they go through a massive relapse or a massive flare-up. And they're like, oh my God, I'm gonna tank out, I'm gonna fall, like I'm getting worse, I'm gonna freak out. Like, Trevor, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then a week later they're running, a week later they're hiking, a week later they walk across the street with unassisted. A week later they don't have incontinence issues during the night. A week later they sleep through the night. A week later, all of a sudden, they get through an entire day and they have energy at 8:30 at night. It's real. It is real. But there's a constant need inside of us as human beings to constantly be validated, constantly be reassured, constantly be in a state of doubt and need reassurance all the time. And it's not a bad thing, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't be that way. It's just I'm that way. I am a total words of edification person. Like, I know I'm doing good things for the world. I know I'm doing good things for you. But when I start when I stop hearing, Trev, you're doing a good job. When Misty hasn't told me for a couple weeks, like, I'm proud of you. When I have people, like, we go to family events and sometimes they don't really ask and they don't act like they even care about what's going on. Like, I start to question myself. So it's normal. It's normal. And the biggest thing is you need to surround yourself with people who know how to edify. Surround yourself Surround yourself around people who know how to lift you up. Surround yourself around with people that know when you're down what to say, what to do, who understands you, who's been there. And you have that in the MS gym. You just need to trust in the words that they say to you, that when someone's telling you you're doing a good job, and when someone's telling you that you're stronger than you think, when someone's telling you that you are succeeding, that you believe them, and that you receive it, and that you don't reject it, and that you stand there and you look at yourself in the mirror being like, I'm doing good things. I'm getting stronger. And self-affirmation, while as cheesy as it sounds, and I know like Saturday Night Live has like done parodies where it's like, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. Like they make fun of it, which is kind of sorry, because it really makes people feel like they're foolish or stupid for saying self-affirming and self-fulfilling prophecies from themselves. But you're either sending out self-fulfilling prophecies that are positive and they're going to get you ahead, or they're negative and they're going to take you down. Again, there is no gray area in life. There's not. There's no gray. It's either truth or it's not. You either receive it or you reject it. You either love or you don't. You either believe or you don't. It's either a truth or it's not. You're either healing or you're not. You're either going to get better or you're not. You either feel at home here or you don't. So you need to know that, you guys. You need to know that you will go through multiple crises. I don't even know if it's the right word. Crises, whatevs. The plural. You will go through many plurals of crisis, of belief during this journey. And you will have to regroup. You will have to reroute. You will have to reassess. You will have to reschedule. You have to replan. You're going to have to rearrange. You're going to have to reprioritize. Because it's coming. There is a crisis of belief coming. And it's not something to be stressed out about, and it's not something to freak out about, and it's not something to walk around anxious about. Just prepare your heart and know that you can handle it. I believe in you. You are strong enough to get through it. You're strong enough to rock through it. You're strong enough to build a different level of living and a higher level of living each time one of those happen. And I just want to warn you about the third one. The third crisis of belief, the third type. So the first type was believing that you can actually heal, and that all the garbage that you've heard about MS not being able to be treated is a bunch of crap. And to know that the MS gym is real, that movement will help you, that the community here is authentic. The second crisis of belief is as you start getting better and you have times where you're not feeling good, you've got to know how to stay calm. You've got to know how to stay present with yourself and not flip out about the what ifs, and stay connected into your resources, stay connected into your programs, connected into your people, connected into the plan. And then the third area is there's going to be a crisis of belief when, as you get better, it may appear that things are getting worse, but yet they're not. And typically, this comes in the form of relationships. As you get better and you are not a broken MSer, you may have friends walk away. You may have fellow MSers walk away. You may not feel like you fit in certain groups anymore. As you get better and as you get stronger and as you can do more, a lot of times marriages kind of get a little bit jumbled up because the person that was doing everything for you doesn't have as much of a role in your life because you're like, dude, don't help me. Wife, don't help me. Let me do this. Let me figure this out. Let me challenge my brain. Trevor says I need to practice, so let me practice. And then they start to have this weird thing where they don't have a role in your life. They can't just celebrate with you, but they start to feel like you're taking something away from them, and relationships can get strained. And then, so you've got to be prepared for that. And it doesn't mean that your marriage is bad or that your friendships are bad or anything like that. But you just got to let people know and communicate like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm feeling better. I want to challenge myself more. Let me focus on higher quality time with you rather than the quantity of time you were spending doing everything for me. Let's go for a walk. Let's go to a movie. Let's go out to dinner. Let's go play with a dog. Let's go enjoy our kids. Let's go for a drive in the mountains instead of you like fixing my clothes and tying my shoe and making sure I get to the toilet okay and all that kind of stuff. So you start to look for quality of time in your relationships versus quantity of your time in your relationships, but that's on you to prepare the other caregiver and let them know that they are still of value and worth to you, but you don't need them to do everything for you. And for the friends that leave you, the friends that don't relate to you, the friends that like are giving you a hard time because you're so stinking excited about the MS gym that that's all you talk about, bye-bye. Or let's take a pause. Let's go on a break for a while until you can actually accept, honor, celebrate, and be happy for me that I'm getting better. And here's the other thing is that sometimes resentment can be built up, especially when you're on a mission. So I've heard, and I know it's joking, but I'm very aware of it, of the husbands especially with wives that make jokes, but yet there's always some behind a joke saying like, oh yeah, I'm just getting used to hearing Trevor's voice in the bedroom with us. Or you spend more time with Trevor than you do with me. Those hurt my heart, you guys, you know, because I know they don't mean it. Like I know they're kind of saying it, but the thing is with husbands a lot too, is that when our wives get sick and we don't know what to do, we feel like we're supposed to protect you, help you, assist you, and be with you and do everything to make your life easier. Yet when you say, I don't need that as much anymore, it's like, well, what role do I have? And then you start spending more time with me online, with your MS community, whether you're a moderator, whether you're just in it, whether you're studying the videos, whether you're listening to things over and over. A lot of times that can build up resentment. So it's also on you to communicate with your spouse or your friends or your kids that the reason that you're spending so much time with the MS gym is because you want to invest quality time. Again, Lily, you're cracking me up, dude. You want to invest quality time with them instead of quantity of time with them. So whilst you may spend 8 hours in the MS gym in a given week with me and your fellow MS gymmers, but you spend 4 hours with your spouse, but yet you're spending 4 hours doing things that you've never done before because you couldn't do them before. That's a powerful moment. That's good stuff. That's awesome. So celebrate that with them. Don't withhold that from them. Don't just celebrate with your fellow MS gymmers and leave your leftovers for home. Celebrate with your husband, your wife, your kids first. And then bring this into the MS gym. And you, a lot of times, can avoid that crisis of belief altogether. So I just want you guys to know that you are in the right place. I want you guys to know that you will go through times when you're questioning everything that you're doing. But the thing is that you have me, you have Misty, you have Ken, you have Karen, you have Jody, you have Kim, you have Claire, you have Jan, you have Scotty, you have Kelly, you have Brittany. That's your moderator team. Then you have all your other MS gym homies in here. Whether you're in the membership, whether you're in the free group, whatever it might be. Like, you guys just need to dive. You guys just need to spend time in an environment that fills you up and allows you to get filled. Because I guarantee you, with as many people that are in the MS gym, when you're down, someone else will be up and have the strength to pick you up. And then when they're down, you're going to have the strength to remember what they did for you, and you're going to pick them up. And then I'm pretty much always up, so you can count on me, but a lot of times I get so ridiculously busy that I don't feel like I'm in here enough, which is what happened last week. And I made a promise to myself and to you guys that ended last week. And I'm taking even more steps to get in here even more with you guys. So expect your crisis of belief. Know that you can make it through and that you have the tools, the relationships, and the support system to make it through any crisis of belief. And that you have it inside of you to get through anything that comes your way at this point. You guys have made it through X amount of years of MS. You have seen hope, you have seen strength, and you've seen belief in the MS gym, which means it's not dead inside of you. If you hold on to that hope and that love and that strength, it will pull you through the darkest of days. And there will be light once that storm clears. Like one of my favorite country songs is "Every storm runs out of rain." Right? Every storm runs out of rain. So that's the way it works. It's a cyclical process. It's an up and down journey. Expect those things, that everything's not going to always be up, but everything's not always going to be down as well. All you got to do is keep putting one foot in front of the other. You've got to keep trusting your program, keep trusting your coach, keep trusting your people, and keep trusting yourself that you're strong enough and you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like you enough so that you can move forward and you can rock this out and defeat whatever is thrown at you. So keep leaning on this community, keep diving into those programs, keep believing that this is real, this is never going to end, and we are going to keep rocking forward till every single one of you gets to the victory point that you want to get for your life. I love you all. I'm grateful for you all. You fill my heart every single time I'm near one of you. And I thank you every single day for everything that you are and everything that you're becoming. So thank you. I love you. And have an awesome day. Bye, guys.